and welcome back to another BobBlast. Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is all about, I like to paint places I'd like to go and still stay in my studio. Right now, in the middle of this winter, and we're all getting slammed, I know, I just want to go to a warm beach, hollow, with palm trees and the ocean and the beach and maybe no more than 2 bathing suits. Oh yeah, wouldn't that be nice? So that's kind of the thing I like to do in the studio. As you can see, these are all made up and go out to these locations to do any of these. These are the beach scenes that I always admire and love so much to paint. It's fun. I keep it loose and light, just the way I like to be there on the beach. Crazy palm trees, lots of splashing, not so crazy, and really kind of simple, ethereal kinds of landscapes, really simple and peaceful, not a whole lot of colors. And then I'm working on my composition of landscapes here, a whole lot on this side, one little thing on the other side, classic composition. Hey, I even throw some people out there on the beaches. I'm not quite done yet, but you can see where I'm going. This is a collage and people on the beach. Great. Get the strong blue background, sky, all that good stuff. Hey, we're not always about the beach. We might be under a patio having a glass of wine or one of those kinds of drinks there at the beach too. Hey, what a great place. As I said before, I like to go paint places where I'd like to be, but only stay in my studio. Let me show you an example of what I like to do. As much as I like plein air painting, setting up the easel on the beach, palm trees, that takes an hour and a half. Well, I like to kind of do it in my studio, and this is what my table looks like. Big brushes, not tiny little two-haired brushes, big brushes, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, big 2-inch flat brushes, and of course I love my acrylics, my Holbein acrylics. I've already squeezed them out here on the table. That's my palette. My table is my palette. And of course, lots of white, and of course the opera, my favorite crazy color, and some black. So I do have black, I have white, I have the hot pink, and some of the colors that I'm going to be using in this painting. My paper happens to be Fabriano Artistico and or Cheap Joe's watercolor paper. It doesn't really matter for me. I'm just going to do a whole lot of little ones. And I just kind of put myself into that mood of, boy, I can't wait to this beach scenes here. And I'm just going to get started. And you get to watch me. And I get to play. Yay! So I have a big bucket of water, and my table nice and flat, okay? Big 1-inch brush here, here we go. When I do a landscape like this, especially at the beach, I only think of 3 things: sky, clouds, water, far away water, close-up water, 2 different colors along the beach, and then the beach. And maybe to throw some interest, might put a palm tree in there and maybe some people underneath the palm tree. I'm gonna make it all up. That's the fun part. Okay, here we go. I wet my brush. Get a nice swab of color. Lots of water. And so here we go. There are my clouds. Oh, I love the Caribbean. Maybe the Caribbean. Yeah, that's where I want to go. Now let's put the ocean way out there. It's usually a straight line. I do my best at getting a straight line. Not always the best. And as the water gets closer to you, to the shore, it gets lighter. I'm using the same brush just for speeding things up here a little bit. And it gets kind of a fun color. Whoa. As it gets up to the shore. Wow. And of course you can adjust all of this as you go further away. But I'm making sure that the distance is really dark. Now here's the beach And I'm just gonna mix up a whole lot of white with that. Some orange. Whole lot of white. Whew. There's your beach. Pretty simple, huh? And I think I just want to underneath the clouds a little bit. Not really that color, but I know that the bottom of the cloud is usually heavy with rain, so I'm going to put some color in there. I haven't even used any white yet, have I? Softening the edges. Remember, the eye's going to go to the part of the painting that has the hardest edge, the part that's in focused. Oh, I like where this is all going. And still, I'm using a large brush. It's about an inch and a half here, right? And I'm going to add more water, more white rather. There we go. Yeah, oh man. There we go. I'm gonna pretend we have some waves lapping up against the ocean here. I paint all over at the same time. Really important that you do that. Don't stay in one place too long. After a while, the painting starts to paint itself. I'm going to add a little bit of this hot pink. A little bit of that. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, jeez. Does it really look like that? Nah. Is it fun to paint? Yeah. All right. I'm going to add some more white down in here now. Oh, look at these clouds now. Whoa. Dark. Oh, it's thundering. Oh, it's thundering over here. It starts to paint itself. Look at this. My job is to get out of the way. That's your job too. Get out of the way. Let it start to paint itself. Look at that. Soft edges. You know, when you have soft edges, the eye goes way back. It's always looking for something in focus. As soon as I put something hard in like that, see how your eye goes right to that because it's in focus. It's kind of a big deal here, for me anyway. But working with my paper towel again. Oh, it's a nice little thunder going on in here. Ah, I like this. What a nice abstract landscape. Actually, it's an oceanscape, right? I'm adding more of this, more of this. That's just white titanium, right? And this is awfully wet for me to put any more waves in here, little lapping waves, but I'm going to put it in anyway. Never stopped me. There, see. Now we're going to have some fun. Let's put some dimension in here. When I say dimension, I mean maybe a palm tree. I'm going to make this up. This is the best part. I don't look at photographs. I just kind of pretend, let's see what it looks like. So there we go. There's our palm tree. Now, one of the things that's so cool about palm trees, they're just so gnarly, aren't they? They go up, they're half dead, all hanging down like that. You don't need a whole lot. It's nice to have some coming in from the top. You know, if you were a photographer, they always say, bring something in from the top. Yeah, there you go. So it's not one-dimensional. I'll even bring some over here. Again, they're meant to be exactly what they are, just really loose. And I'm going to put a person. Oh, now we're showing human interest in here. Again, this is really wet, so it's going to bleed a little bit. It's okay. I'm going to put a person in here. There's the head, bending over, sitting in the sand, legs usually up, down like that. There we go. Using my fingers. I love using my fingers in here. And here's the person underneath the palm tree. Sitting there, it shows them human interest. And that's pretty much it for today's little sketch. You know, it doesn't get to be real complicated. And oh, by the way, you do many of them, one right after another. I'm just gonna show you, here's some. Just the beginnings. Here's another one. Just the beginning. When I say do it over and over and over, that's what I mean. Look at all the variations I have. There's so much more possibilities. Not just one way. There's my way, then there's your way. All right? Remember that. And don't let anybody tell you about correcting your painting, because now it becomes their painting. You paint the way you've always wanted to paint. I'd just like to show you some little things that work for me. I hope you enjoyed this. By the way, this is making me want to go to the Bahamas. I'm gonna go to the Bahamas real soon. You know, again, 2 bathing suits, my watercolor kits, my acrylic kits. I'm not gonna take a whole lot. Hey, if you wanna know more about me going down to the Bahamas and teaching a workshop there, stay tuned. I'll see you on the next BobBlast.